Today, we have the honor of having Susan McClain join us, who is the VP of Agent Success at eXp. She has a long history in the real estate brokerage industry of building successful companies and helping agents to be more productive. And today, she's going to share with us the tremendous tools and resources we have available to us as eXp agents to be more productive, and also share where you can track the productivity of your organization. So take it away, Susan.
Thanks for having me, you guys. So as Don said, I don't have a presentation or anything. We're just going to have a conversation, if that's okay. And I'd like to just get a feel for who's here today. Raise your hand if you have one or more agents in your organization. And by the way, if your camera's off and you can turn them on, I would love to see your faces. If you have 5 or more agents, raise your hand. All right, what about 10 or more? Okay, all right. So it kind of runs the whole gamut here. So what I thought I would do today, and this is based on conversations I have every single day with organization leaders, like, a lot of you guys, with team leaders, with pretty much everyone I talk to at eXp. It's really, how do I better support my agents? Whether you're a team leader, an organization leader, how do you help your agents grow their business? And it's obviously important, whether you're running a team, an organization, to understand the path that your agents are on. What path are they? Are they wanting to grow an organization like a lot of you are? Are they wanting to grow their production? Is it both? And then what their goals are. So the first thing I thought I would do, we just developed some very simple pathways for our agents when it comes to increasing their production or helping them increase their org size. If I gave you a guide with some training pathways that you could use for yourself or for your agents, would that be beneficial for you?
Absolutely.
Who would like a guide that you can just kind of pull out? So let me share my screen with you, and I'm going to give you the link to this too. I'll put it in the chat. All right, we'll make this a little bit bigger. So let me copy this and then send it over in our chat. See, I go back and forth between Zoom and Google Meet all the time. And whenever I do, I'm like, whoa, where'd the chat go? All right, so in the link or in the chat, you should have a link to this document. It's open to everyone. You should all be able to see it. So this is just a quick little pathway guide. So, and I put this together so that you can use it for yourself, your agents, your team members, however you want to use it. So we're going to start at the top with all agents, right? So the very first thing, if you have a team or an organization, I would say make sure your agents are in the hub. Do you guys all know what the hub is? Actually, let me change that. Does anyone not know what the hub is? I can only see a few. Okay. I see Don's hand.
I know, I'm embarrassed to raise my hand, but it's true.
I saw Matthew. Matthew, you know what the hub is. Kinda, sort of. But you know what? I
do, but there's people on here that don't. So I'll take one for the team and say, I don't know. Please explain.
All right. Well, just for Matthew, then we'll go into it. So if you've been here long enough, you guys know that we had Workplace, right? A couple years ago. It was our place for communication, groups, community, all of that. Meta, of course, decided to end Workplace. Wasn't our option. That's what they chose to do. We offered to buy it and they said no. So we decided to go to Slack. And does anyone love Slack? No, I'm seeing lots of no, right? So we got that feedback pretty loud and clear. So what we did is we've actually created our own proprietary technology called Hub. So Hub is going to replace Slack. Right now, as staff, we're in Hub and we're in Slack. If you message me in Slack, I'll respond, but there's a little message at the top that says, please message me in Hub. We're trying to get as many agents as we can into the Hub. Yes, Matthew, I still respond to your messages in Slack, but But if you haven't visited Hub, or if your agents haven't visited Hub, or they haven't created their account in Hub, it's very simple. If you go to hub.exprealty.com, they can create an account. By the way, our app in the App Store, like the native app, is launching anytime. We're actually in the final stages of review with Apple, and then Android will be another week or two away. So we're going to have a native app for the hub. Right now, you can download it and use it on your phone. It's not the best, but I actually do have the test version of the native app. It's changed my life. It's so amazing. But Hub is where you can create communities, you guys. So if you have an organization or a team and you haven't created your own group for them within the Hub, please do so. That's where you can communicate. I have a lot of team leaders and organization leaders, and they're using like Facebook groups or, whatever kind of other outside chats. But here's the kicker. When someone offboards and leaves your organization or your team, are you always removing them from that group chat? Probably not, right? So, and we don't want to do that. When someone leaves, they shouldn't be able to still get our amazing, stuff, right? So Hub, you don't have to worry about it. You can also communicate with the staff. So that was way more than I planned to say, but Hub is super important, right? So get your agents and community at the Hub, right? So that's just number one for everyone. Now, if you have a brand new agent or someone that's completely unplugged from eXp, no judgment, maybe like Matthew Stewart. I'm just kidding, Matthew. I'm just picking on you now. But if you have someone completely unplugged or someone brand new, give them the live agent startup sessions and the agent essentials training classes. New agents, I always start everyone there. Just go and learn what you have access to at eXp. If you don't know that it exists, then you're never going to use it. So those are very, very simple. And then again, for brand new agents, I make sure that they understand about their state meetings, right? How to access those. So that's for all agents. By the way, if you go to the new eXp University site, everything we're going to talk about is there and more. But these are the pathways that we started, that I teased about, right? When we started talking about this. So if you have team leaders, or if you are a team leader, here's the pathway that I would suggest for them. So number one, if they're not aware of team mastery, twice a month, we get our team leaders together and we have one meeting a month. We have a meeting with Leo and he talks about all of the things going on for teams in the industry. The other meeting a month, we have a team leader that comes in and says, hey, this is my niche and this is what I do and this is what's working for me. There's obviously no charge to attend these. So get your team leaders in community with the other team leaders at eXp. So team mastery is a great, great place for them. If they want to grow their team or they want to learn how to run their team or their business on EOS, the Entrepreneur Operating System, send them to TLA. TLA is Team Leader Academy. It's our team leader certification program. Now, there is a cost for Team Leader Academy because we pay EOS certified implementers to come in and teach them how to run their business on EOS. But there's typically a early bird special going on. So there's, some different times where instead of $2,500, they can get a discount of $2,000. So, but there is a charge for that because we're paying EOS implementers to teach them. But it qualifies them for growth assistance. Do you guys know what anyone know what growth assistance is on the call?
No, but by the way, we should probably also, just for those folks that don't know or are familiar with the acronym, EOS is Entrepreneurial Operating Systems.
Yep. Popular. That's exactly right, Don. Yes. And so EOS, it was actually founded by Gino Wickman. If there's anyone old enough, like me in real estate, 22 years almost now, Floyd Wickman ran the old training program called Sweat Hogs. It was like the training program back in the 1980s. That was a little bit before my time, but so he ran Sweat Hogs, right? He had this big training program, and Gino, his son, saw that on the outside the business looked amazing, right? But on the inside, it was a mess. So Gino actually created EOS, the Entrepreneur Operating System, to help someone run a business, any business. Thousands of companies in as many different industries run on EOS. So that's what we're teaching. But TLA team leaders qualify for growth assistance, meaning we will help place underproducing eXp agents onto our certified teams. So if you have any team leaders and they want to grow and maybe they're stuck and they don't know how to do that or they've plateaued out, we can help them grow their team. And then Revenos certification, if they're not aware, they can get certified for Revenos leads. And then the AI accelerator class. So I think for team leaders, this is a really big one. And again, these classes, other than Revenos, are through eXp University or Elevate Coaching. So you guys know as leaders, anything under eXp University is included in your $85 a month. There's no additional charge. If something is part of Elevate Coaching, like Team Leader Academy, there's a charge for it. So anything at university is included. Elevate has an additional cost for whatever reason. So this is your simple team leader path based on where they are and what they want to do.
Quick question.
Yep.
Can you send out this in a PDF format that we could have this?
I will send it to Dawn as a PDF. How's that?
Yeah, what we'll do, Lee, is we'll put Megan grab this link and she's going to put it in the Facebook group so that you can then just access the links. So our Atomic Habits Powered by eXp Facebook group, you can go there and you'll have access to it.
Okay.
Good question. Okay, so that's the team leader, simple team leader path, right? And then we have solo agents. So solo agents, again, kind of everyone. I'd start them with, especially if they're unplugged, resources and benefits. There's a benefits and resources guide at university. It's a great place. If they've just joined or they haven't really plugged in very much, great first step for them. Agent Essentials, same thing. If they're brand new or they haven't really plugged in, send them to the Agent Essentials class. It's going to teach them things like, how do I get paid at eXp? Where are all the ways that I can get leads at eXp, right? So again, just high level. Then your solo agents with 0 to 7 transactions, fast cap. Fast cap, fast cap, fast cap. And if you're not dreaming about fast cap, you're not saying it enough, okay? So fast cap is our flagship training. And yes, it's called fast cap. So we automatically think that it's for agents who haven't hit their cap. That is actually very false. A lot of our agents who take it are cappers and icons. They are our mentors. They're our top producing agents. But what it does, number one, it gives them the additional accountability that a lot of solo agents don't have, right? Solo agents are out there on an island a lot of times. Do work, don't do work. Yeah, there's some consequences, but there's no real, accountability as a solo agent. This gives them that. It also can give them leads through our new Realty.com partnership. So in January, we launched a partnership with Realty.com to give those leads to our fast cap graduates. Our fast cappers on average are completing about 6.9 appointments and 3.9 agreements after fast cap graduation. That's huge, you guys. It's huge. So now with the new Realty.com leads, by the way, there's no charge, no upfront fee, and no referral fee for these Realty.com leads. So do you know a couple agents in your organization or on your team who want to have a couple more closings this year? Get them into Realty.com. If they graduate and it's a 6-week class and it's at eXp University, so it's free, right? There's no charge for fast cap. But they can snag these Realty.com leads, right? And 90% of those leads are seller leads. So fantastic for those agents who want to close a little more, some more transactions this year. So fast cap, you need to be saying it in your sleep all the time. And then there's
By the way, before you leave that, Susan, I just want to say and that was probably the real impetus of this, of having you come share with us, is I have just been hearing amazing things about fast cap. So if you're in that category as a solo agent, it is like financial malpractice on your family not to get in that. So do it.
That's even better than the way I said it, Dawn. So, but yeah, and we're hearing some phenomenal stories from that, to your point, Dawn. We've had a few stories recently of newer agents to the industry and newer to eXp who've claimed those seller leads, and they've reached out to their team leader or to someone in their organization and said, "Hey, I've got this $1 million listing appointment. Will you please come with me and help me?" We've heard that over and over again. They're not all $1 million listings, I'm going to tell you, but we've had a few of them, right, that have come through. So amazing opportunity. And again, at no fee. So I don't know any other brokerage that can say that. Like, for real. I don't know of another brokerage that can say that.
So true. It's amazing. We got to be yelling from the mountaintops.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so that's fast cap. I'm ignoring the chat for now, Don, as we said earlier. Yeah. So I'm just letting it go. We'll go back and look at the questions. Real estate valuation training for those, again, kind of 0 to 7 transactions, for them to have a really, really good understand of valuation, of, how to evaluate real estate. Obviously, huge part of being successful, right? So if that's something that they might be struggling with, or if their buy sides are heavier than their listing sides, right? That's another indicator. And I'll show you where to look at that here in a second. But that valuation training is going to be a great one for them. Your 8+ agents, there's an elite solo agent mastermind. And again, it's twice a month. So they can sign up for that. No charge, no fee. Believe Jared James is still doing that once a month. So fantastic resource. Again, no charge. Icon Lead Mastery. That's another class that Brian Ellington, if you don't know who Brian Ellington is, he's our Chief Learning Officer, been with us a couple years now. He has completely revamped all of our training. Phenomenal person. And so this is another one of his classes. So if you guys don't know, when they create a class, whether it's Fast Cap or Open House Mastery or Lead Mastery, whatever it might be, he interviews the top of the top agents at eXp in that niche, open houses, AI, whatever it might be. And he gets their playbook. He says, tell me everything you do. And he does that over and over and over again. And he creates playbooks for the agents that take these classes. So if you want to take Open House Mastery, you're going to learn and get the playbooks from the agents who have the highest conversion at open houses. No one else does that. Okay, so that's Icon Lead Mastery for your 8+ agents. Attractors. So we have Fast Attract. So if you have someone who wants to grow their organization, similar to Fast Cap, that it has that accountability. So as we all know, right? Any of us who've done attraction over the years, there's hardly any accountability. You do it or you don't. And a lot of us don't. But Fast Cap gives you that. And it also gives you the scripts, the objection handling, the steps, the processes, everything that you would need if you want to grow your organization. There's also a sponsorship in a box masterclass done by Tina Call. So there's a link to that class right here. It's also linked in our sponsorship and retention toolkit. But that's a fantastic class to take if you're leading an organization.
By the way, Tina Call runs an extraordinary team in the Carolinas or teams, and also has I think around 2,000 people in her organization. She's just, I think, one of the best business people in all of eXp. So well worth attending.
Yeah, she is. She also runs her team on EOS. So, and she's on our Team Leader Academy Advisory Council. So phenomenal leader. Okay, now we're going to get to team members. And I put this as a best practice down here. If you run an organization, a best practice is before you start reaching out to the team members in your organization and saying, hey, you might take this class and you might take that class, I would work with the team leader on that. A lot of them have plans in place for their teams already, but I didn't want to just ignore the team members, but I would definitely work with the team leader before you would just start, saying, hey, you should take this class. But 0 to 3, but by the way, a lot of team leaders, they're so busy, a lot of them don't know this, right? So if you reach out to the team leader and you say, hey, would it be helpful if I gave you a path for your team members to help increase their production? They're going to say, yes, please. Please give me that path, right? They don't have the time to go and do this. So 0 to 3 transactions, Fast Cap. Right. So I teach Team Leader Academy, right? I run Team Leader Academy. And the very first thing I tell our team leaders in there is use Fast Cap as a litmus test. Before you train your agents and before you give them leads and you sit down with them, at 7:00 p.m. and answer their 150 questions, make sure they've graduated from Fast Cap. If they're not willing to do that, they shouldn't have your time. They shouldn't have your attention. They shouldn't have your leads. Use it as a litmus test. So Fast Cap, and then Lead Mastery for open houses, right? So again, they're going to get the playbooks from Brian. And then the real estate valuation training, right? And then if they have 4 to 8 transactions, there's a referral blueprint class that's really, really good on how do you generate referral business over and over again. There's also the Revenue certification if they want to expand that. There's an improve your lead follow-up process class. So again, how good can we get them at generating referrals and following up with their leads? So this would be a great path for them. And then I always say, don't forget to retake FastCap. It's recommended that they take FastCap 2 to 3 times because you don't pick up on everything. And where you are, if you take FastCap 2 or 3 times, is different than where you were in your business when you took it 1 time. You're going to hear different things. So don't be afraid to go back and take FastCap again. And then if they have 8 or more transactions, AI Accelerator. And then there's also a class on how lead gen helped me create a $1 million business. So again, how to expand their business. And then the last thing I have, and then we'll kind of flip over really quickly to help you understand where to find the information on your agents. But eXp resources. So there's probably 2 of them that I think are very important. One is our toolkit link. So if you're not familiar with our toolkits, we have toolkits for culture centers, Canva, co-sponsorship, onboarding, attraction, retention, you name it. Like basically anything that we launch has a toolkit. So familiarize yourself with that. And if you have a group chat, again, if it's in Hub or wherever it is for your agents or your team members, make sure that you have that as a bookmarked link for them to find. And the other thing I'm going to flip over here really quickly, if they just want like a quick overview of our support, there's a 1-pager that, okay, I'm on Zoom, so I don't have to reshare my screen. You guys can see this, right?
We can.
Okay, yeah. All right. My brain can't handle going back and forth between the 2 platforms. So this is just a quick 1-pager, right? So, and this is especially helpful if you're attracting agents or you're meeting with one of your team members or your agents, and maybe they haven't plugged in as much. Ask them what's important to you. What's most? Is it our technology? Is it lead gen? Is it training? Is it support? Is it something else? And then this document will give them links to all of these things, right? So if they're really excited about lead gen or training or whatever it is, this is your 1-pager for them. So just a quick overview.
Megan, I need that page.
We all need this page. That's why I put it in the document, Don. Okay, so before we flip over to where to find information on your agents, do you want to do questions now or do you want me to keep going to that? That's going to take us 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's take just a minute. First, I think we've got 2 people that have been in FastCap, but Michael Griffin, if you could just chime in, sounds like you've experienced FastCap. Do you want to speak to that briefly?
Oh, of course I do. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Mike Griffin calling from coming in from Houston, Texas. Nice. I've taken Fast Attract and FastCap, and when I tell you that taking them both twice, I'm basically going to take them a 3rd time. But what she says is so true. You continue to learn things over and over again once you take it, because you pick up a different nugget from it the 2nd time because you are in a different spot in your business. But as far as the FastCap, and as a matter of fact, I have about 25 minutes and I have to hop on that one. But what I wanted to say is the way they're doing it now with Realty.com is perfect. I received 2 leads on that are actually viable. One is a divorced couple, and I forget what the other one, the backstory. But you do get the free leads. You have to show up and you have to show out.
Nice, love it. And Christine, did I see that you had been involved in FastCap, or are you just excited about it? You're on mute.
Oh, I'm excited about it, and a couple of people on our team are on it right now, and I'm going to actually do it myself too because they keep talking about how great it is.
Love it. Yeah, that's great. Okay, perfect. So Susan, if you could show folks now in MyXP where they can see their per agent productivity, I think that is a really interesting new KPI that is available to us that we should all be working on.
Yeah, you're right, Don. And to understand where to get the information on your agents, your organization. So what I'm going to show you is for your organization only. If you have a team, there's a team tab in your My eXp app. That will show you your team information. But what I'm telling you now is just for your organization. So if you go to your My eXp page and you go to RevShare dashboard, that's where we're at right now, RevShare dashboard, you're going to see this productivity metrics right here on the right-hand side. So it'll tell you the number of active agents that you have in your organization, the number of transactions closed, and then your PPP, which is your per person productivity. I believe this metric is for the last 12 months. There's probably a hover over somewhere that would tell me that, but I'm pretty sure that's for the last 12 months is what that PPP is showing you. That PPP is only showing you that stat is your PPP for U.S. agents only. And there's a reason that we did that. So our average PPP for U.S. agents is 5.5. For Canada, it's like 12, I believe. For international, it's different, right? So we wanted to make it something that you would be able to look at. And again, most of our agents are US based. So we wanted to give you that US PPP. They are adding Canada. They might be adding international. That's going to be down the line, but they're going to be adding Canada to this shortly. So if you have a lot of Canadian agents, you're not seeing that PPP yet. You can calculate it. We're just not showing it to you on the dashboard, but that's actually coming really soon. So to understand what your PPP is an important metric. Don, I see you started to say something.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, I wanted them not to miss the fact that the average for eXp is 5.5. And so I'd love for all of us that have organizations to be attentive to that and ensure that you're above the average and not pulling it down. Courtney says 6.24. That's great.
Job.
So what about going in and can we look and review on an individual basis people in our organization? Is that an option?
Yes, we absolutely can. So you're still going to be under the RevShare tab, but you're going to click on RevShare Organization this time. So when you click on Organization, you're going to go to your detail view. Do this on your laptop, your computer. It's not as, you can do it on your phone. It's just not going to be as user-friendly. So when you're actually doing this, what I'm showing you, do it on your laptop. So you're going to click on Detail Report. And when you get to Detail Report, you're going to see the details of your entire organization. Best practice is to download it. There's a download button that you're going to click right there. And I'm going to show you, I've got like a fake My eXp download. I didn't want to show anyone's actual, agent details on this. So this is a fake download, as you can tell, cartoon characters, presidents. So it's going to look like this when you download your organization, and you're going to get a ton of information. The first column that I pay attention to is RevShare group size. So depending on your organization size, if you have agents who are growing their own organization, you have 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or however many, I would separate this group of agents who are growing their own organization, put them into their own little group, right? Hey, you guys, we're all growing an organization. Let's, take Fast Attract together, or let's get together once a month and, see how we can help each other. You're going to have, again, I'm going to skip a lot of this. I'm just going to kind of tell you in my brain the best way to use this, all of this information, which is a lot, right? So if you go to your days on board, I like to sort by newest, right? Agents who joined me most recently. And I want to look at agents who've had transactions with us. They've had closings already. If they've been with me 120, 180 days or less, and they've already had closings, this is my ideal agent avatar, right? These are the agents I want to attract more of them. I'm going to reach out to these agents and say, hey, I'm so glad you're with us at eXp. I see you're doing great things. How can I help you? And just see how they can help. By the way, this is also the best time for these agents to start growing their own organizations. Because if you think about it, when an agent moves a brokerage, we all know it in our local market, right? We're like, oh, Matthew moved to eXp. Wonder what happened at ABC Realty, right? So Matthew comes over to eXp. he's already closing transactions. This is a fabulous time for Matthew to start growing his organization, reaching out to the other agents in his industry, in his market, and saying, hey, I made the switch to eXp. I'm already closing deals. Let me share with you why. Are you, interested in, doing the same thing? So that's a group to pay careful attention to. Total transactions. It does have buy side and seller side. I mentioned that earlier, right? So if you've got agents who are buy side heavy, that's an important metric to look at. But again, just kind of total transactions to look at the agents who've closed transactions and then the agents who haven't closed transactions, right? The ones who haven't closed transactions, that's why, and the ones who have, I guess, that's why I gave you that pathway that we just went over. Their last transaction date. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say, so for myself, with over 1,000 people in my organization, one of the ways that I'm going to use this tool is to develop a couple different mastermind groups based on their level of productivity so that we have like-kind people. And then also the ones, obviously, that are doing attraction. So great tool to just make sure that everybody feels connected to people that are like-kind to them and that we're lifting each other up. So this is fabulous.
One other thing to that point, Don, of just, keeping this front and center, I would put a calendar reminder on your calendar once a month to download this if you have an organization. Best practice, and I probably need to say this because I'm at eXp Corporate, I would remove personal information, but throw it into your Chat GPT, your Claude, your, whatever AI you use, and say, hey, month over month, who's grown their production the most? Month over month, who's grown their organization, right? If you have a small organization, it's probably pretty easy for you to do that yourself. The more you grow your organization, if you want to use one of the AI, platforms, that's a really good use case for that. And then to Don's point, right? If you've got some team leaders, getting them together, doing a mastermind, you can see what team they're on. Are they icon, their join date? You can see all this fabulous information in here, but that's where you're going to get that information on your agents.
Love it.
Okay, so questions. And Don, is there anything else you want me to cover that I didn't hit on?
No, you did more than I was even hoping for. So that's fabulous.
I'm an overachiever. What can I say?
We love it. So we do want, would love for other folks, though, to have some questions. By the way, Matthew, you're right at the average, 5.5. Good job. So anybody else have a question for Susan while we've got her? Yes, please, go ahead. Deborah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we appreciate having you here.
Well, I will back up a minute. That the form that she just put up there, or she had up there, where do I get that at?
Well, we're going to have all of those links at our Facebook group, which is Atomic Habits powered by eXp. But I think you also can find all this stuff at hub.exprealty.com, right? I think, okay. Susan, and by the way, Susan, I was one of those early ones that raised my hand, but Megan, my trusty right hand, has got me registered, so I'm in now.
So the link that I gave you, those pathways, that's not on Hub. I created that just for you guys. So
okay.
We're special.
You are special, yes.
So I think Brett put a PDF of that in the chat. If you go way back up in the chat, and then Megan is putting that in our Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, please do. Atomic Habits powered by eXp.
And Deborah, was your question specifically around the pathways, the training pathways, or where to get the agent information, that download, that spreadsheet that I showed you?
The spreadsheet.
Okay.
And also the pathways would be great, just to make sure that I'm on track.
Okay. So to download that spreadsheet, I'll show you where to go again. In your My eXp account, do this on your laptop. You're going to click on RevShare Organization. And then you're going to click on Detail Report, and you're going to download it.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And what, Susan, while we have you, I know this is not just kind of wrapping up, but what we've got, of course, the regional rallies that where can they find them if they want to go to that? And then maybe just give a pitch for eXpCon coming up in the fall.
Yeah, regional rallies. I believe it's regional rally EXP. Hold on. Regionalrallies.exprealty.com is where they'll find information. So let me copy this and put it in our chat. Paste. All right. So that's our regional rally link. So we've had quite a few already, but they do go until, I think it's 2 weeks from now. April 16th is the last one. So that link we'll have a map of all of the different rallies. So regional rallies are phenomenal. They're fantastic. They're local. They're, easy to get to. They're inexpensive to attend. I love our regional rallies. And then eXpCon, I'll be in eXpCon Canada in like 2 weeks, I think. So that's our next eXpCon. That's where my head is, Don, is eXpCon Canada. That's in I think it's right. It's the week after rallies. So
and where is it?
It's in Vancouver. That's where it is. Vancouver.
Oh,
Vancouver.
Cool.
That's west, right? It's far west, Canada. Yeah. I'm not good with the
such an American. Hey, real quick, I just want to jump in on the regional rally because you local Northern California, that includes Bay Area, everything. We have yet to have ours. It's next week. It's April 9th. It will sell out. It's sold out the last couple of years. And we want to see you there. I'm part of the planning committee. And we got some really awesome speakers. We even have our own Randy Bird flying into town and speaking. But we have Jared James. If you don't know who Jared James is, go Google him, go find out. Like, he's kind of a big deal in real estate. I'll just tell you that. We got him coming in, and he'll be one of our featured speakers. Even if you're outside Northern California, it might be warranted to fly in and start leveraging some of the relationships to get referrals, right? If you're out of your market and you're meeting all these agents that, hey, I got clients going to Colorado. I got clients going to Idaho. I got clients going to Texas. Great. Let's work referrals. So I will try to find the link to put in the chat for the registration because I think we still have some space, but realtors are notorious for waiting the last minute. It's crazy. So it's going to have a rush here and sell out like it's done the last couple of years.
By the way, Jackie just chimed in. Thank you, Matthew. That the regional rally in Colorado is 4/7. So coming right up as well. And she just put the link in the chat. So she's one click ahead of you there, buddy.
And on that link, the regional rallies link, if you click on the Northern California rally, you'll have the registration link. It's all in there too. Awesome. Well, Susan, amazing. Thank you. And of course, I'm just always amazed at how much value that we get at eXp. But today I was introduced to a couple more things. I'm happy. Hey, that's the goal. That's the goal. I love it. I should know better. But thank you for sharing. Thank you for taking the time with our folks. And we'll see you at one of these upcoming events. Yeah, that sounds great. You guys can reach out to me on Hub, Slack. Most of you, some of you have my cell phone. Feel free to send it out, Dawn. I have no problem with that. So let me know if I can help you guys, okay? Sounds good. By the way, do you know the date for Canada? I might actually be able to go to that. I do. The date for Canada is, I'm flying out on the 19th. It starts on the 20th of April. April 20th. So 20th through 23rd, I believe, are the official dates. Before you book your flight, you want to check that. But those are the dates I'll be there. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thank you. Okay, thanks, guys. Everybody. Thanks, Susan. Bye. Tom, do you want to wrap us up?
Well, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Don. Now, again, y'all got your inspiration. Time to put in the perspiration. Let's go. Thanks, everyone. Happy Easter.
He is risen.
That's right. Amen.
Risen indeed.
All right, you guys. Make a great one. Thanks again, Susan.